Hi, this is Claire O'Brien, and this is my CA2 screencast presentation. The first part of my project was I researched and planned it. So I researched different items I wanted to sell. I decided on selling jewellery in a jewellery store, and I filled out a feasibility worksheet, which part of it is in here. And this was like idea exploration, identification, and assessment, meaning like trying to find a demand of it, what my competitors were, my target audience, and why I'm doing it, any way to monetize it, and all that. I used Git to version control my project and to keep it, being able to work it on different computers. It was very handy because I worked on some in college and worked on some at home, so it was handy to be able to go from one desktop to another and still be able to have all of my projects available to me. So I kept it all here, and I committed whenever I had something done, and I cloned it onto my own laptop. And then this was probably one of the handiest things on GitHub, was an easy way to log my project, my progress. So I'd be able to have a to-do, in progress, and done. You're able to drag them around. And it was really handy for me to manage my project, manage my time, and figure out what I needed to do and how long I had to do it and all that. And then this is my vision board. See that my feasibility was in here. But also I had design system research, which is this. I used the Google material system. These are just some elements I liked of it. I had their image list and their forms. And then I was looking at different websites that I liked, that were jewelry websites, to pick design elements I wanted to use. But these were all ones I really liked. I really liked these image blocks for these big header images as well, where I really took a liking to them. And then I wrote a bit about why I liked some of the pages as well. And then on my design step 2 is like how I design my website according to websites I took inspiration from. The main ones I decided to take inspiration from were Gabriella Artigas and Fields the Jeweler. Both of these websites show how great examples of typography and yet simple yet effective design style. I really like their color systems, which both contain similar elements. They both contain greens, so I made a green color palette. You can see here. Explain my form style. Sorry. Okay, so my index page was, these are parts I've taken some inspiration from my index page. I really liked the header style, I liked the image, and I liked the image group there. And on Fields the Jeweler, I used inspiration from their login page and their register page. And then from Gabriella Artigas again, it was like their shopping cart and their payment pages. I really liked the way these were designed. I liked the way this broke up both sides of it, but had all in one page, very simple to see. And I just like the simplicity of their shopping cart. And in the login page on Fields, I really liked these boxes. I don't know, I liked how as well the form style is like doesn't have any harsh borders, it just has an underline border. And then here are my sketches. So here are my homepage sketches. And my products pages, my single products page, my register page, login page, shopping cart, and the payment pages here as well. I just made them small. This is a quick sketchup of it. And then these are my final design prototype that I've done on Photoshop. So it's like almost what my website will look like. Some things did change from this layout, but most things stayed the same. And then here's my Photoshop. See, I use a bootstrap grid. That's the grid here, and the grid goes on to each of them. And you see, and they're all the pages I designed. And then there was that table, and the collections page didn't actually get put into the website, but the rest here in the middle all did. So now we go onto the website, and this is my index page. This is the top of it, all my navbar selections. Go down here, and we have a brands carousel, which you can look through all the brands that are on my website. And then we have a section here, and then you have the image list that I mentioned before. We have all this here, and also it is responsive. Most pages in this is responsive, the odd one is not. So we have it here. The toggle comes down, shows everything, and you can scroll down through it, and as you can see, it's all stacking. And then we'll use this to go to the login page so that that's responsive too. It all stacks. And same with the register page here. And I register as well. You can just, the line underneath it lights up. Not lights up, but changes color when you put anything on it. And then press cancel. Go down here again. I'll make it big again, and we'll go into my shopping cart, show you that. Very simple, just a table with all the names on it and a subtotal at the bottom. And then we have checkout and continue shopping. Go to checkout, and then we have all this here. So a little effect at the top, and this page is also responsive, as you can see. You can scroll down it, and then make it big again. And we'll go to my products page. So we press on shop, and you see this, and all of these items are being called from the database. They all have IDs, and these are all of the items that are in my database, and the images are in my database. If you click on one of the pictures, it shows up here, and you see it here. It's the information. Scroll down, it's just that, and you go into my login. And if you press login and admin, you are redirected into the back end of the website. Where you can see there's a login form here. My data is already put into it. And I press login, and I brought the administrator homepage. Now you can log out and register also. So I can register as like this. And register. Okay. Now, when you register, you automatically brought to the user homepage because the automatic role ID for any user is number 3, which is just a user. There's 3 roles, as mentioned here: admin, manager, and user. My role ID was under manager because it was number 1, and the one that was just brought in is number 3 here. And we go back, and we're going to jewelry. And here is a table of all my jewelry. Let's see. We can search them. So let's say I want to see all the necklaces. I search that and all the necklaces. So that's a search bar made with JavaScript. It makes it very easy to find stuff. And then we can add a project. So we'll just press enter instead of tab. Do it again. That's a good example of showing that the error fields show up when you don't enter data into it. And we'll add it to 2 collections. You don't have to add a broader 2 collections. It can be without them. We'll add them to those. Say necklaces, test. We'll add this image and submit. And then you should see at the bottom here, test. And then if we wanted to edit this, we go in here on the edit jewelry form, and we're going to change the brand from test to Ted Baker. We'll scroll down, submit, and now it is Ted Baker. And then click on it to view it. So we'll view this one. And then underneath you can see it is belonging to 2 collections. And from there you can view the collection. And then you can see the brand there also underneath it. So, and you can see that little thing there. And you go back to jewelry again. I'll go back to this. I'll show it in the database as well. Show it all comes to the database. So it is down here. And then to delete it, you just press delete, and then a JavaScript function is used to make sure there's a confirmation up here. So make sure you are sure to delete it. This is very good for consistency and making sure you don't accidentally delete something. You press OK, and there we go. It's all done there. And we had a one-to-many with jewelry, as I showed. So if you view this, you'll also view. There's no collection of jewelry right now. We'll view another one, and we have plenty of jewelry there. And brands is a one-to-many, so on a brand, when you view a brand, you'll see all of the jewelry attached to it. Okay, and then we go into NetBeans, and we will show you in the jewelry.php. We'll show how it's inserted into the database. So it's in the save function. The save function is invoked by, if you go to add product and you press submit, on submit, it goes to a jewelry store with the jewelry store.php page, which validates it and filters all the white space out of it, and then invokes, one second, I'll show you, and then it invokes the save function like here, and then when that's invoked, the values you enter are inserted into these values here and are inserted into the database, and an ID is added. The same happens for update, as when I edited the brand, all of these will come in here, it's edited. This runs when there's no ID, it's run when there's already an ID exists. When already an ID exists, so it just edits that specific ID. And then we come to finding certain ones. So we have a find function, which works for the single product page when you have to make sure you get the right ID going to that page from the product. So it sends the ID from the multi-product page, press on it, and then in the next page it'll just show up that ID, and this is like select all from that jewelry where ID equals ID, so it just shows up one. So that's the query there. That's what it means. And this is a picture of my URD. As you can see, it's visually represented that it's a one-to-many between categories and brands, and this is a many-to-many connected with a jewelry collection page. Neither not implemented, and neither roles and users. And we go back to the database and we see the structure of each table. The jewelry is the main one of the database. It has all the stuff for the jewelry, and the other two foreign keys has constraints attached to it, like the jewelry brand and the cat ID. Jewelry brand one works, the cat ID I didn't fully set it up, but the jewelry brand makes sure that there's consistency across these two. It's a one-to-many relationship, so like if one of these is deleted, then make sure that all the jewelry on it aren't deleted too. It just becomes null. Or if you don't want to be able to delete it, you can also have it set on the constraint that you cannot delete any brand. Then we go to jewelry, go to collections, leader collections, and then you pop in here, and these are all of the collection IDs. As you can see, all of them belong. There's a collection ID and a jewelry ID, and they're all selected with it. And you see multiple, like jewelry can have loads of collections, collections can have loads of jewelry. And then show the constraints. So if we go in here, we can see the two constraints, the jewelry and the jewelry collection. Currently, these are allowed to be deleted, so they cascadably delete, but they cannot be the collection and jewelry cannot be updated. They're not allowed to do that. And then roles and users are one-to-many. Also, one user. Many user can have one role, but roles, you cannot be a user with multiple roles. And then we go into my designer, and this is proof of the referential integrity inside of my database. So you see the categories is connected, jewelry collection connected to jewelry, and then collection, that's the one-to-many as I showed before in the other ERD. So shown here, and users and roles are also connected with their foreign keys. So they're all connected by their foreign keys and their primary to their primary keys. And that's it there. Now we'll just take a look at the structure of the jewelry table. So here are all the names of each of the columns and the type. So the IDs are always ints, and then the names are varchars. Price is a decimal 7.2. This means the 7 digits can be before the decimal point and 2 can be afterwards. So that makes sure that it looks like a price at all times. And these are also varchars, and this is their collation. These are just foreign keys. They're added by just using the index or going to SQL, and you can add a foreign key there. This states auto increment. That means whenever jewelry is added, it's automatically given an ID. So that. And also in the users, didn't mention this, but the passwords are encrypted when they go into the Underwater database, so that you cannot see somebody else's information, and it's secure. Yeah, I think that's all I need to show you. Thank you for listening.